I died, choking on my own blood. The cold steel of the lab floor pressing into my cheek as the poison burned through my veins like liquid fire. My sister Emily's face was the last thing I saw, her perfect, Botox smooth smile twisting into something feral as she leaned over me, whispering, "You always were too ambitious for your own good, Allie." But death wasn't the end. It was a goddamn reset button, hurling me back into my 18-year-old body. Heart pounding in the principal's office. The college acceptance letter trembling in my hand, the one she'd convinced me to shred just weeks from now. That moment hit like a freight train. 1 second, I'm gasping my last in that sterile biotech lab in Chicago, betrayed by the very family and colleagues I'd bled for. The next, I'm slouched in a scratchy wooden chair, the fluorescent lights buzzing overhead like angry hornets. My hands, smaller, unscarred, gripped the arms of the seat, nails digging in until they hurt. Real. This was real. The calendar on the wall screamed 2015, not 2025. I was back. Before the shredding, before the community college grind, before Emily's practical advice turned my genius into a footnote in someone else's empire. I wanted to scream, to lunge across the desk and throttle Principal Hargrove before he could utter the words that would seal my fate in the original timeline. But I didn't. I sat there, forcing a shy smile, the one I'd perfected to hide the storm inside, while my mind raced a million miles an hour. Emily had always been the golden child, older by 3 years. Vassar grad. Now climbing the ladder at some fancy PR firm in the Loop. Me? The gifted little sister with a knack for cracking code and splicing genes like it was child's play. But she'd poisoned that well early. Community college. Allie. She'd cooed over Thanksgiving turkey, her eyes gleaming with that sisterly concern that reeked of control. It's safer. Cheaper. You don't want to end up in debt like Mom. Who'd OD'd on painkillers after Dad bailed, leaving us in that crumbling South Side row house. Safer. What a joke. By 18, I'd already hacked the school's grading system for fun and submitted a paper on CRISPR gene editing to a national science fair. Won second place. Got a scholarship to Northwestern. But Emily? She tore it up in my dorm room that night, her manicured nails shredding the letter while she ranted about real-world prep. I let her. God. Why did I let her? Because she was Emily, my protector. My mirror. The one who'd bandaged my skinned knees and whispered we'd conquer the world together. Betrayal's a slow drip until it's a flood. Now, with the taste of my own blood still phantom on my tongue, I wouldn't let it happen again. I nodded at Hargrove, voice steady as I said, "Actually, sir, I've decided on Northwestern." Full ride. His bushy eyebrows shot up, but I was already out the door, pulse thundering. Revenge wasn't just a word anymore, it was oxygen. Emily would pay. The lab thieves, Dr. Harlan Voss and his slimy postdoc crew would pay. And that $32 billion patent? It was mine this time, carved from their stolen bones. The first call I made wasn't to Mom, God. She was still alive in this timeline, fragile but breathing in her subsidized apartment. No, it was to the Northwestern admissions office, confirming my spot before Emily could spin her web. Then I biked home through the crisp October wind, the Chicago streets alive with the honk of cabs and the sizzle of street vendors hawking deep dish slices. The city felt electric, reborn, like it knew I was too. Our row house loomed at the end of the block, sagging porch and all. But inside, Emily was waiting, fresh from her internship, legs crossed on the thrift store couch, scrolling Vogue on her iPhone. "Allie, how'd it go?" Her smile was sunshine and saccharine. But I saw the cracks now, the way her eyes flicked to my backpack, hunting for that letter. I dropped my bag, letting the acceptance peek out just enough.
Great.
"I'm going to Northwestern." The room went still. Her phone slipped an inch.
What?
"But we talked about this." "Community." "Nope." I met her gaze, unflinching. "This is my shot."
Eminencia.
"Not yours to decide." She laughed, sharp and brittle, like breaking glass.
Oh,
"Honey, you're so naive. That world's full of sharks. You'll drown." But there was a flicker, fear, calculation. I filed it away. In the original timeline, she'd doubled down, guilting me into enrolling at Harold Washington College, where I scraped by on night classes and barista shifts. There, in the underfunded labs, I'd met Voss, charismatic, silver-haired, promising the moon. He mentored me, or so I thought, until my breakthrough on neural interface biotech, a chip that bridged human brains to AI, revolutionizing prosthetics and cognition. Worth billions. But Voss, he buried my name, patented it under his, and when I pushed back, they framed me for data theft, poison in my coffee, a suicide note forged in my handwriting. Emily, she'd been his PR fixer, spinning the scandal to bury me deeper. Sisters till the end.
right?
Not this time. Northwestern was a whirlwind of validation. Dorms that smelled like fresh paint and privilege. Lectures halls buzzing with kids who dreamed as big as I did. I dove in headfirst, bioengineering major, double-tracking comp sci, pulling all-nighters in the tech incubator where the real magic happened. Professors noticed, Dr. Lena Kaur, a no-bullshit Indian American with a PhD from MIT, pulled me aside after my first seminar. "Allison Reyes, you've got fire." "What's your poison?" "Revenge," I almost said. Instead, neural interfaces. Making the brain talk to machines without the lag. She grinned. Dangerous territory. Ethical minefield. "But let's blow some minds," Emily called weakly, her tone laced with that faux concern. "How's the ivory tower? Met any trust fund princes yet?" I'd laugh it off. But I was building walls, deleting her voicemails, dodging visits. "Mom asked once, 'Trouble with your sister?' I lied.
Said no.
The secret festered. Emily wasn't just jealous. She was complicit. In the old life, after my suicide, she'd inherited my scraps, my laptop, my notes, and funneled them to Voss. A cut of the profits, laundered through her firm. Deep betrayal? Try blood money from your dead sister's grave. By sophomore year, I'd prototyped the chip. Nanolink. They called it in the lab. Seamless integration. Zero rejection rate in Sims. But whispers started. Voss had transferred to Northwestern, consulting on the project. Fate's cruel joke. I spotted him at a faculty mixer, same predatory smile, handshaking donors like he owned the room. Our eyes met across the punch bowl. He froze, then approached, oozing charm. "Allison Reyes? Lena's prodigy." "Heard great things." I smiled, teeth gritted.
Dr.
Voss. Small world. My skin crawled, remembering his gloved hands slipping the vial into my drawer. This time, I documented everything. Timestamps, emails, voice memos. Paranoia?
No.
Preparation. Emily showed up unannounced that fall, heels clicking into my dorm like she owned it. Surprise. Thought we'd do girls' night. Remember when we used to sneak into the Art Institute after hours? Her arms were laden with takeout from Giordano's, but her eyes scanned my desk, notebooks, code printouts. I let her in, playing nice. Over greasy slices. She probed. So? This neural thing. Sounds intense. You sure you're not biting off too much? It's revolutionary.
Eminência.
Could change lives, amputees walking, Alzheimer's patients remembering birthdays. I watched her face. The micro-twitch when I said, patent pending. She waved it off. Just be careful. Academia's cutthroat. People steal ideas. Irony dripped like sauce from her chin. That night, after she left, I found it. A thumb drive slipped into my bag. Labeled Family Backup. Plugged it in, files from my high school projects. But doctored. Dates altered. My name faded. She'd been at it since the beginning, archiving my work to claim later. Rage boiled, but I copied it all, then fried the drive with a magnet. First strike. Junior year ramped up the tension. Nanolink hit trials, volunteers raving, investors circling. Voss pushed in, advising with Lena's blessing. He cornered me in the clean room, sterile air humming with machines. Allison, let's collaborate officially. Your brain, my experience, we could own this. I leaned against the workbench, gloves snapping off. Own it? Like you own my last project, Shadow. His eyes narrowed. Did he sense the shift? In the old timeline, I'd caved, dazzled by his promises.
Now?
It's my IP.
Dr. Voss.
Locked down. He chuckled. Low and oily. Feisty. I like it. But girls like you burn bright. Then out. Threat veiled as banter. I reported it to Lena, subtly, as concerns. She pulled him back. But the damage simmered. Emily escalated too. The calls turned texts. Heard Voss is involved. Smart move? Or are you playing with fire? Then, a package, a community college brochure, highlighted with notes in her script. Ground yourself. Allie. Don't forget where you came from. I burned it in the dorm sink. Flames licking high. The controversy brewed when Nanolink's ethics hit the press. Protests outside the lab. Activists chanting, mind control now. My chip could enhance cognition? Sure. But whispers of military apps. Corporate overreach. I faced the dean in a closed hearing. Defending its empowerment. Not invasion. But inside. Doubt gnawed. Was Emily right? Was I the shark now?
No.
They were. Thanksgiving break. I drove home. Mom's place. Turkey thawing on the counter. Emily arrived late. Wine in hand. Hugging Mom too tight. Over dinner. She launched. Allie's big project. It's everywhere. But honey, the backlash? You sure you want that heat? Mom nodded. Eyes worried. Listen to your sister.
Mia.
I set down my fork. Emily's not me. She chose safe. I choose real. The table went silent. Air thick as gravy. Later, alone with her in the kitchen, I dropped the bomb. I know about the drive.
Eminência.
And Voss. You've been feeding him my scraps since high school. Her face strained.
What?
That's insane. Save it. The dates don't lie. I stepped closer, voice low.
Why?
Jealous? Or just broke? Needing a cut? She laughed. Manic. You think it's that simple? You were spiraling. Allie. Hacking grades. Skipping classes. I saved you from yourself.
Lie.
But the crack in her armor. Tears. Real ones. Mom was drowning in debt. Your genius would have killed her with worry. Twist of the knife. But I saw deeper, the buried secret. In the old life, post-death, she confessed in a drunken voicemail I never heard. Dad didn't bail. He died in a lab accident. Voss's firm covered it up. Paid her off to stay quiet. She protected the family's secret by sabotaging me, keeping me small so I wouldn't dig. You lied to bury Dad's truth, I whispered. And sold me out for hush money. She crumpled. I had to. For us.
No.
For you. I left that night, tires screeching into the snow-dusted streets. Revenge crystallized, exposed them all. Senior year was war, waged in boardrooms and back alleys. Nanolink soared, FDA fast track, venture capital pouring in like Lake Michigan after a storm. I defended my thesis in a packed auditorium. Slides flashing neural scans of a paraplegic volunteer typing with thoughts alone. Applause thundered. But Voss lurked in the wings. Schmoozing suits from DARPA. Military interest. The controversy exploded. Headlines screaming brain chips. Savior or surveillance. Protests swelled. Picket lines snaking around campus. Signs reading Alison Reyes, Frankenstein's heir? I walked through them, chin up, but inside, the weight crushed. Emily texted, told you. Pull out now. Ignored. Lena pulled me aside post-defense. You're a lightning rod.
Kid.
But lightning starts fires. She handed me a dossier, Voss's history, 3 disappeared patents, whispers of coercion. Watch your back. I did more than watch. I struck. First target, Emily's firm. Anonymous leak to a whistleblower site, her emails to Voss. Timestamped from my high school days, pitching sibling assets for consulting. The net closed slow. Deliberate. Her LinkedIn went dark, calls unanswered. Mom left voicemails. Confused. Allie's making headlines. Emily's. Quiet. Good. Voss was trickier. He amped the charm, inviting me to mentor sessions laced with veiled threats. Your chip's gold, Allison. But gold attracts thieves. During one, in his corner office overlooking the loop, he poured scotch, same brand as the poison. I sipped water, recorder hidden in my sleeve. Tell me about Dad. Harlan. Lab accident.
Right?
Cover up. He stiffened, glass midway to lips. Ancient history. Irrelevant. Not to me. I slid printouts across PI reports I'd hired on credit, digging into his past. Bribes. Falsified deaths. You killed him. And tried with me. Bluff half-drew. The old timeline's suicide screamed murder. He laughed, but sweat beaded. Paranoid much? Stick to science. Girl. I stood. Or what? Another vial? He lunged, hand grabbing my wrist. Scotch spilling. You think you're untouchable? I built this town. Struggle brief. I twisted free. Knee to groin. Door slamming behind me. Security cams caught it all. Lena saw the footage next day. Voss suspended pending review. But revenge's high is fleeting. Backlash hit. Congressional hearing subpoena.
Me.
21. Under Klieg lights in D.C. Grilled by suits and flag pins. MS. Reyes. Your technology, could it be weaponized? Flashbulbs popped like gunfire. I testified straight. It's for healing. But yes, misuse is possible. That's why ethics boards, not bans. Outside, reporters swarmed. Allison, is nanolink the end of privacy? I pushed through, but one voice cut sharp. Emily. Microphone in hand, freelance now. Her firm's doors shut. My sister's a visionary. But at what cost? Family first. Always. Camera horde. She winked at me over the scrum. Game on. I flew back wired, landing in a blizzard that blanketed Chicago white. Dorm empty, roommate in Cabo, so I paced, plotting. The patent loomed, final filing. $32 billion valuation projected. But Voss's allies circled, bored whispers of reassignment. Controversial decision one. I went rogue. Hacked the university server, not for grades this time, but Voss's private drive. Files spilled. Emails plotting to spike my trials with bad data. Frame me for sabotage. Emily's signature on the margins. Handle with care, sister's touch. Printed.
Packaged.
Mailed to the FBI. Anonymous. Of course. But leaks breed leaks. Next morning, feds raided Voss's lakefront condo. Headlines blared, biotech scandal, patent theft probe. Emily called. Voice shattered. Allie, what did you do? They're questioning Mom. Truth.
Eminência.
Long overdue. She sobbed. You don't get it. Dad. He was stealing too. Voss covered for him. I did it to protect you from becoming him. Twist gutted me. Dad's accident? Self-inflicted fallout from embezzling grant money for gambling debts. Voss bailed him out. Owned the family debt. Emily's sabotage? Paying protection. Keeping me small so I wouldn't inherit the curse. Or so she claimed. Lies or not, it humanized the monster. But too late. The raid cracked everything open. Voss arrested. Wire fraud. Manslaughter charges resurfacing. Emily subpoenaed. Her consulting exposed as kickbacks. Mom hospitalized, stress-induced heart flutter, but stable. I visited, holding her hand in the sterile room. Proud of you.
Mia.
But Emily. She's lost. Not lost. Found out. Spring thawed the city. But my world froze in hearings. Patent board grilled me. Ownership in question. MS. Reyes. Collaborations. Voss stole. Proofs in the feds' hands. They deliberated weeks, tension like a noose. I worked through it, refining nanolink in secret labs. Volunteers texting gratitude. I felt my leg again. Allie. Miracles. Emily cornered me at O'Hare. Post a conference flight. Terminal buzzing with holiday rush. Her eyes red-rimmed. No makeup mask. We need to talk. Really? I stopped. Luggage thumping. No more games. She thrust a folder. Dad's old letters. Yellowed. Read them. Then judge. I didn't. Dropped it in the trash chute. I have. She grabbed my arm, nails digging. You're destroying us. For what? A chip? Money? For justice. Security peeled her off. She screamed as they led her away. You'll regret this. Allie, blood's thicker. Not anymore. Summer internship at a Silicon Valley spinoff. Relocation deliberate. Chicago's ghosts too loud. Bay Area sun baked the doubt away. I coded on beaches. Surf crashing like applause. Patent decision dropped July 4th. Mine. Full ownership. Valuation skyrocketing to $32 billion on open market. Fireworks popped over the Golden Gate. Champagne corks flew in the office. Lena called. You did it. Firecracker. Proved 'em all wrong. But victory soured quick. Emily's trial loomed. Plea deal in works. But backlash viral. Op-eds. Reyes heir. Ruthless rise. My controversial decision, too. I testified against her. Courtroom oak-paneled. Her in orange jumpsuit. Deflated. MS. Reyes, the prosecutor prompted. Your sister's role? I swallowed. Complicit. From the start. Her eyes met mine, pleading. Broken. Flash of the old Emily. Braiding my hair by flashlight during blackouts. But the poison lingered. Verdict, 5 years. Probation. Voss,
20.
plus restitution. Mom sold the row house. Moved to a sunny Arizona condo on my dime. First check cleared. $10 million wire. For the family, I told her. She hugged the phone. You're not him.
Allie.
Or her. Wasn't I? Fall semester blurred into launch prep. Nanolink rollout. Clinics nationwide. First implants in vets. Testimonials flooded. Tears from a Marine typing to his kid. But shadows crept. Hackers targeted me. Deep fakes of Allison Reyes endorses mind control. Emily's doing? Prison calls traced back. Then the stalker. Notes slipped under doors. Community college was mercy. Now watch your back. Paranoia peaked. I hired security. Moved to a high-rise fortress. Controversial decision 3. I authorized black hat countermeasures. Ethical gray. Tracing IPs to Emily's cellmate. A disgruntled ex-employee. Payoff. Silence threats. But at what cost? I stared at the code. Fingers hovering delete. Became the shark. Thanksgiving alone. Catered turkey in my penthouse. Skyline glittering like fool's gold. Mom FaceTimed from the desert. Emily wrote.
Says sorry.
Come home. Home. The word twisted. Soon. But the twist waited in the wings. December chill seeped into the bay. Fog rolling off the water like unspoken regrets. Nanolink hit prime time. Super Bowl ad. Me narrating over slow-mo of a blind woman seeing colors via implant feed. Stock soared. I graced Forbes. The $32 billion sister slayer. Cheeky. But it stung. Emily's prison letters piled up unopened. Stacked like accusations. Lena visited. Bearing IPA and straight talk. You're winning. Allie. But revenge? It's a black hole. We walked the Embarcadero. Gulls wheeling overhead. Emily's rotting. Voss too. Let it go.
Can't.
Not till it's done. She squeezed my shoulder. Dunsmith. Back in the lab. Breakthrough 2. Nanolink 2.0. Self-updating algorithms for adaptive learning. Ethical debates raged, panels decrying singularity light. I chaired one in D.C. Facing firebrands. MS. Reyes. Your tech erodes free will. A grizzled ethicist thundered. I fired back. Or expands it. Choice is the upgrade. Applause split the room. Half cheers, half boos. Controversy fueled the fire. Valuations doubled. But Emily's shadow lengthened. Parole hearing approached, early release for good behavior. Mom begged. Testify for her?
Mia.
Family heals. I flew east. Snow dusting the tarmac. Courtroom redux. Her shackled at the table. Thinner. Eyes hollow. The judge peered over glasses. MS. Reyes. Impact statement. I stood. Notes crumpled in fist. Words tumbled. Betrayals raw edge. Dad's ghost. The poison's burn. She stole my future. Twice. Gasps rippled. Emily's head bowed. Then the pivot, but she was scared. Protecting a broken home. Murmurs. I don't forgive. Not yet. But I understand. Judge nodded. Parole granted, supervised. Restitution owed. Outside. She hugged me fierce.
Trembling.
Thank you, Allie.
I
was wrong. About everything. Don't thank me. Earn it. She did. In fragments. First job, barista at a Southside cafe. Tips in a jar labeled Fresh Start. I wired anonymous funds, rent.
Therapy.
Mom-mediated calls. Tentative bridges over chasms. Voss's appeal dragged, new evidence. His lawyers claimed. I testified again. This time remote. Feed glitching like bad karma. He murdered my father. Framed me. Jury deadlocked mistrial. Tension coiled, retrial loomed, but whispers a settlement. $50 million hush. Controversial decision 4, I took it. Not for money, pocket change now, but to bury the case. PR spin. Justice served. Forward focus. Backlash howled, sellout. Tweets trended Reyes ransom. Protests reignited. Effigies burned outside clinics. One night. A brick through my penthouse window. Glass shattering like trust. Note attached. Thieves in suits. Security tripled. I retreated to the lab. Code my armor. But isolation bred ghosts. Dreams replayed the death, blood pooling. Emily's whisper. Woke sweating. Heart racing. Therapy? I tried. Shrinks in tweed nodding. Process the anger. Allison. Anger? It was fuel. Spring bloomed bloody. Retrial verdict. Voss guilty. Life without parole. Jubilation short, assassination attempt that week. Sniper on the clinic roof. Shot grazing my arm during a demo. Blood hot. Chaos erupting, sirens wailing. Press frenzy. Hospital gurney. Lena at my side. Who? Doesn't matter. They missed. FBI traced it to Voss's cult following, disgruntled exes. Conspiracy, nuts decrying Nanolink as soul thief. Emily called from her halfway house. Allie? Mom said.
God.
Are you okay? Voice cracked. I relented.
Yeah.
Scar for the scrapbook. She laughed.
Wet. I
want to help. PR for the clinics? Rebuild the image?
Pause.
Why? Because you're family. And I owe you. Controversial decision 5. I said yes. She started small, press releases softening the edges. Op-eds on redemption in tech. Public aid it. Sister act. From betrayal to breakthrough. Ratings gold. But the buried secret clawed free. During a deep dive audit, post-sniper paranoia, I uncovered Dad's full file. Not just embezzlement. Voss's firm experimented on him. Early neural trials. Botched. Frying synapses. Dad's accident. Suicide to escape the pain. Emily knew. Buried it deeper, sabotaging me to prevent the same fate. Protection twisted into poison. Confronted her over coffee in a dive near the old row house, now condos. Gentrified ghosts. You let me think he bailed. Why? Tears streaked her foundation. I was 15. Allie. Mom crumbling. Bills stacking. Voss offered a deal. Silence for cash. I took it. Then you. Your brain. Like Dad's. I couldn't watch you shatter. Empathy warred with fury. So you broke me first? She nodded. Worst mistake. But look at you now, empress of your empire. Bittersweet toast. To mistakes. Summer solstice. Nanolink Global. Tokyo Trials. London Ethics Accords. I keynote at TED. Stage lights blinding. Crowd hushed. We feared the brain's unlock. But fear's the real cage. Standing ovation. Emily in the front row. Clapping hardest. Twist struck autumnal. Whistleblower from Voss's old lab. Encrypted drop. Files proving Emily wasn't just complicit. She greenlit the poison. Practical solution. Her email read. Allie pushes too hard. End it clean. World tilted. Betrayals abyss. Deeper than death. I drove to her apartment, suburban now. Picket fence mockery. Pounding the door till she opened. Robe askew. Allie? What's? I shoved the printout. You signed my death warrant. Her face ashen.
No.
It was bluff. Voss forged. Liar. Voice steel. Feds have the originals. She sank to the stoop. Sobs racking. I was drowning. Debts from Mom's care. Your lawsuit's draining. He promised it'd look like suicide, no pain. You poisoned your sister. For the patent. Our future. Delusional gleam. We could have shared. Rage crusted. Controversial decision 6. I walked. No cops yet. Let her stew in the lie. But the call to Mom. Cut her off. She's poison. Holidays hollow. Mom's Arizona Thanksgiving, just us. Turkey dry as regret. Emily's spiraling, she whispered. Lost the job. Talking nonsense. Her mess. New Year's Eve. Penthouse party, investors. Celebs. Champagne flutes clinking like chains. I smiled through, but eyes scanned for snakes. Midnight toast. To new beginnings. Fireworks burst over the bay. But mine internal, patent dividends hitting. $32 billion empire solid. Emily's suicide note arrived January 2nd. Typed. Clinical. I couldn't live with the weight. Forgive me, Allie. You were always the strong one. Pills. Like Mom almost. Irony looped. Funeral small South Side church. Rain pattering stained glass. Mom clung. Whispering prayers. I stood dry-eyed. Clutching the eulogy I never read. Buried secret complete. Her death. My final revenge. Or was it? Twists echo. Autopsy revealed faked. Staged. Traces of my security firm's sedative. She fled. To Voss? New life on blood money.
No.
Deeper dig. She's in witness protection. Flipped on Voss's network. Trading testimony for freedom. Feds confirmed. Off record. She's gone. MS. Reyes. For good. Relief? Or void? I chose forward. Winter thawed into a tentative spring. Chicago's grit reborn under tentative blooms. I returned roots pulling, empire allowing. New lab on the Gold Coast. Glass walls framing the lake's endless blue. NanoLink evolved, 3.0. With safeguards against overreach, ethics baked in like rebar and concrete. Volunteers multiplied, kids with cerebral palsy coding symphonies, elders reclaiming lost languages. Testimonials stacked like bricks. Allison Reyes gave me my mind back.
But the scar itched.
Emily's suicide, the staged exit, haunted audits. Fed stonewalled. But a rogue agent slipped. She's testifying abroad. Deep cover. Your call saved lives. Reyes. Bigger fish. Bigger fish, Voss's syndicate. Tentacles in pharma cartels. Black market neural hacks turning addicts into puppets. My tech. Perverted. Rage reignited. But tempered, controversial decision 7. I funded the task force. Anonymous. Through shell foundations. Weaponize the good. Lena advised over Zoom. Your revenge. Refined. Mom thrived in Arizona. Gardens bursting. Book club buzzing. Visits monthly. Her hugging me fierce.
Mia.
You're glowing. But don't forget to live.
Live.
The word echoed. Dating? Fumbled starts, a bio prof with kind eyes. Dinners at Girl and the Goat, where wind off the river carried whispers of normalcy. But trust? Shattered mosaic. One night.
Postfit.
He asked, what's the chip really for? You? I laughed. Bitter. Survival. Break up clean. But it cracked something. Therapy doubled down, group now. With implant recipients sharing war stories. You gave us power, a vet said. Don't hoard yours. Summer scorched. Empire peaking. Forbes Summit in Aspen me. A panel with Musk wannabes. Debating AI souls. I dropped truth bombs. Text neutral. We're the monsters. Crowds split, adoration. Vitriol. Emily's ghost tweeted from shadows. Burner accounts praising sister's vision, baiting me. I baited back. Public challenge. To my betrayers, come out. Let's talk patents. Not poison. Viral. Responses flooded. Cranks. Confessional DMs. One ping true. Coordinates. Abandoned warehouse in Gary, Indiana. Rust Belt relic. Rusted beams like exposed nerves. Controversial decision 8. I went. Solo. Recorder live stream to feds. Glock tucked in my coat. Permit fresh. Range time paying off. Dusk fell heavy. Air thick with diesel ghosts. Footsteps echoed. She emerged from shadows. Emily. Hair cropped. Face gaunt but eyes alive. Allie. Voice raw. No mask. I stopped 10 feet out. Hand hovering pocket. Faked it well. Oscar-worthy. She stepped closer. Hands open. Had to. Boss's reach. Endless. I flipped. Testified in The Hague. Cartels crumbling because of it. Proof, flash drive. Dossiers thick as Bibles. Names. Ledgers, my tech's dark underbelly exposed. This ends it. For good. Why now? Her laugh. Hollow. Regrets a slow poison. Your empire? It's Dad's dream.
Clean.
I tainted mine. Tears tracked dust. Forgive?
No.
But help? Let me fade. Knowing you won. Tension peaked, wind howling through cracks. My finger itching trigger. Twist resolved, not tragedy. but truce. I lowered hand, drive transferring.
Go.
But if you surface, won't. She backed away, silhouette dissolving into rust. Last words. You proved me wrong, little sis. Every time. Feds swept in post-departure, cleanup crew. Syndicate unraveled. Arrests global. Nanolinks safeguarded. Headlines shifted. Reyes Empire, savior of the shadows. Fall foliage burned crimson as I walked the mag mile. Leaves crunching like old grudges. Mom's birthday bash, Arizona sun. Piñatas swinging. She pulled me aside. Cake frosting on her apron. Heard from. You know. I nodded. Loose ends tied. Her eyes twinkled. Good.
Now.
Grandkids? Empire needs heirs. Laughter bubbled real. Unscarred. Winter solstice. Lab gala, black ties. Neural demos lighting the room like stars. Lena toasted. To Allison Reyes, prodigy. Phoenix. Pain in the ass perfectionist. Glasses clinked. I scanned faces. No snakes. Just allies. But the hook lingers. Reincarnation's gift? Second chances. Laced with thorns. Emily's out there. Ghost or guardian? Her betrayal the forge that hammered my steel. $32 billion patent? Not just proof. Vindication. As snow dusts the skyline, I stand on my balcony, city pulsing below, alive with possibility. Sister said stick to community college.
I didn't.
And the world, it's mine to remake. One bite at a time.